Anelka is one of the most gifted footballers of his generation. He can split apart any given defense on his day. To many fans, he is the teenage striker that burst onto the scene at Arsenal, helping the club to both the Premier League title and the FA Cup in the 1997-98 season. Some see him as the man who helped spearhead the Chelsea attack for 4 years. For others, he will be remembered for a spectacular bust-up within the French national team, as well as the controversial gesture during his time at West Brom. From the incredible talent, to the numerous transfers, and all the way to the controversy, what happened to Nicolas Anelka? Anelka was born on March 14, 1979 in Le Chesnay, Yvelines, to parents who had moved from Martinique in 1974. His footballing journey began at Paris Saint-Germain, with Anelka soon moving on to Arsenal at the age of 17 in. Anelka joined Premier League club Arsenal for a £500,000 transfer fee under newly appointed manager Arsène Wenger. The transfer caused controversy in France as Arsenal sought to sign him for free under the precedent of the recent Bosman ruling, despite there being exceptions for players under the age of 24. Wenger said this age restriction was only for domestic transfers, which didn't go down too well in some quarters, but he eventually signed for just £500,000. His first team opportunities were limited in the 1996-97 season, but in 1997-98, he broke into the first team after a long-term injury to striker Ian Wright. In November 1997, Anelka scored his first goal for Arsenal in a 3-2 home win against Manchester United. Anelka was a key player in Arsenal's double win of both the Premier League and FA Cup that season. Anelka scored the second goal in Arsenal's 2-0 win over Newcastle United in that season's FA Cup final. Anelka was Arsenal's top scorer in the 1998-99 season with 17 Premier League goals. This form saw him voted the PFA Young Player of the Year, but Arsenal failed to defend their Premier League and FA Cup titles and made little progress in the UEFA Champions League. Fans turned on the striker amid transfer speculation and a perceived lack of enthusiasm, giving him the nickname lesulk. By the way, lesulk means, be silent, morose, and bad-tempered out of annoyance or disappointment. During the close season, Anelka stated a desire to leave Arsenal, claiming the British press was responsible for his unhappiness in England. In August 1999 he joined Real Madrid for £22.3 million, with Arsenal going on to sign a certain Thierry Henry as his replacement from Juventus. He failed to score for Real Madrid in his first 5 months at the club, eventually recording his first goal in the opening match of the FIFA Club World Championship against Al Nassr on January 5, 2000. 2 days later, he scored twice against Corinthians in the same competition, also missing an 81st-minute penalty kick that would have given him a hat-trick. On February 28, 2000, Anelka scored his first La Liga goal in a 3-0 defeat of rivals Barcelona in El Clásico at the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium. However, in March, he was suspended by club president Lorenzo Sanz after refusing to train, because of a disagreement with head coach Vicente Del Bosque. He was suspended 45 days for missing training, and later he complained of being treated like a dog. Anelka scored in both legs of the Champions League semi-final to give Los Blancos a 3-2 aggregate victory over Bayern Munich and advance to the competition final. He started in the final, held at the Stade de France in his home city of Paris, as Real Madrid ran out 3-0 winners over Valencia to win an 8th European Cup. Even though winning the Champions League with Real Madrid and scoring in semi-final against Bayern Munich, one season in Spain brought just 2 league goals, and Anelka was on the move again back to Paris Saint-Germain in July 2000. Anelka signed a 6-year professional contract at Paris Saint-Germain in July 2000, a return to the club at which he used to play as a youth player, in a transfer deal worth £22 million. Anelka started well and was appointed captain of a team that was briefly at the top of 2000 to 2001 French Division 1, but the team's form quickly dropped. In December 2000, following a 5-1 loss to Sedan, Philippe Bergerot was replaced as PSG manager by Luis Fernandez. PSG finished 9th in Ligue 1 that season, earning a place in next season's UEFA Intertoto Cup. Perhaps unsurprisingly at this point, it was another disagreement with a coach that brought an end to his time with PSG, and the Frenchman returned to England to join Liverpool on a loan deal in December 2001. He contributed to Liverpool's late push to come second in the 2001 and 2 Premier League, scoring goals against Everton, Fulham, Blackburn Rovers, Ipswich Town, and in the 2001 and 2 FA Cup against Birmingham City, but he then failed to secure a permanent contract with Liverpool for failing to see eye to eye manager of Liverpool Gerard Houllier, who opted not to offer him a permanent deal after the end of the season in favor of signing Senegalese forward El Hadji Diouf, and the French striker ended up joining newly promoted Manchester City instead, with the £13 million transfer fee paid by manager Kevin Keegan, then a club record high. In his first season at City, Anelka was the club's top scorer with 14 goals, including a goal in the last ever Manchester derby at Main Road against Manchester United, against former club Arsenal, and the last-minute winner at Anfield after scoring a penalty just moments earlier. In his second season at City, he finished top scorer again, in the club's first season at the City of Manchester Stadium, with 25 goals. On October 16, 2004, he won and scored a penalty against Chelsea, which led to Jose Mourinho's first defeat as Chelsea manager. In January 2005, Manchester City announced Anelka had completed a £7 million transfer to Turkish team Fenerbahce. He helped the Turkish club win the Super League title in 2005, and played with them in the UEFA Cup that season, as well as the UEFA Champions League the season after. In August 2006, Anelka was moving in the transfer market again and joined his fourth English club Bolton Wanderers for a club record £8 million. He made his debut for Bolton against Watford on September 9, 2006. He opened his account on September 19 in a League Cup match against Walsall, scoring the last goal of a 3-1 away win. After 11 matches without a goal in the Premier League, he scored his first goals, a brace, on November 25 to help down Arsenal 3-1. He finished the 2006 and 7 Premier League season as Bolton's top scorer with 11 goals. In January 2007, Anelka stated he would be willing to leave Bolton for a return to former club Arsenal. However, he pledged his future to Bolton in July 2007 following talks with manager Sammy Lee. Anelka later said he would reluctantly consider leaving the club if Bolton's poor start to the 2007 and 8 season continued, but later signed a new 4-year contract lasting until 2011 on August 30. In June 2020, Anelka admitted he signed the contract so that Bolton could get a bigger transfer fee when he left. Midway through his second year at Bolton, he was soon on his way to Chelsea for £15 million, where he would go on to enjoy his longest period at any one club. He made his Chelsea debut against Tottenham Hotspur on January 12, 2008, and scored his first goal 2 weeks later in the FA Cup against Wigan Athletic. He scored his first league goal on February 2 against Portsmouth, but failed to score again for Chelsea during the 2007-08 season. In the 2008 Champions League final, Anelka delivered Chelsea's seventh penalty, which was saved by Edwin van der Sar, resulting in Manchester United winning the competition. Anelka later blamed manager Avram Grant for his penalty miss, claiming Grant brought him on to play as a late substitute without a proper warm-up beforehand and also too late in the game to adapt himself in it. With Didier Drogba injured at the beginning of the 2008-09 season, Anelka made a very impressive start to the campaign. His goal-scoring spree continued through the season, and a goal in Chelsea's final Premier League game of the season at Sunderland put him as top goal scorer for the season in the Premier League, earning him the Golden Boot with 19 goals. During his spell at Chelsea between 2008 and 2012, the longest he has ever spent at any single club, he scored 59 goals in 184 appearances, won the Premier League once, and the FA Cup twice. However, while at Chelsea, controversies still followed the striker, most notably at the 2010 World Cup in South Africa, where he was sent home for verbally abusing head coach Raymond Domenech at halftime during France's 2-0 defeat to Mexico. That episode led to the whole squad refusing to train the following day in protest. The world witnessed France's 2010 World Cup campaign unravel in dramatic circumstances. Anelka was subsequently banned for 18 games by the French Federation, essentially ending his international career. In the end of December 2011, Anelka was banned from the club Christmas party in training ground Car Park after quarreling with Andre Villas-Boas, and in January 2012 Anelka moved to Chinese club Shanghaishenhua, where he was also joined by his former Chelsea teammate Didier Drogba a few months later. With his annual salary reported to be around €12 million, Anelka revealed he turned down the chance to join his former club PSG the previous month in favor of signing for Shanghaishenhua, and explained that his move was because he did not have attractive offers to remain within Europe. Anelka made his CSL debut and scored his first CSL goal on March 16, 2012, in a 3-2 away defeat against bitter rivals Beijing Goan. On April 11, 2012, Anelka was named as part of the coaching staff to help struggling manager Jean Tigana. On June 7, 2012, it was claimed Anelka was keen on a move back to the Premier League after he was involved in a heated exchange with a fan for refusing to bow in front of the traveling Shenhua fans with his teammates. But Anelka wasn't done with the transfer moves just yet. In January 2013 he moved on loan to Juventus on a 5-month loan deal. He made his debut for Juventus against Celtic in the Champions League. Anelka made 2 further appearances for Juventus, both in Serie A, as the club won the league title. On July 2013, Anelka joined West Bromwich Albion on a free transfer after being released by Shanghaishenhua, marking another return to the Premier League, the 6th Premier League club he has played for in his career. He said he would like to end his career in England, at West Brom. On August 22, 2013, Anelka reportedly walked out of a training session telling staff he was leaving the club to retire. The reports were quickly denied by the club, which confirmed Anelka would miss 1 match and that he had left the session early on compassionate grounds following the death of his agent. On August 28, 2013, it was announced that since completing his week of compassionate leave, Anelka had decided to remain with the club and would begin training the following day in preparation for West Brom's forthcoming match against Swansea City. Anelka scored his first goal for the Baggies in a 3-3 draw with West Ham in December 2013 and performed a canel during his goal celebration, a hand gesture popularized by controversial comedian Diudan Balambala that has anti-Semitic connotations. An FA disciplinary meeting banned him for 5 matches, though they found that he was not anti-Semitic and had not intended the gesture to express or promote anti-Semitism. In his Netflix documentary, he would go on to say it was a gesture against manager Steve Clarke. Following his ban, he then announced on Twitter that he had left West Brom with immediate effect. On September 15, 2014, Anelka joined Mumbaicity of the newly formed Indian Super League. Following a 3-match global ban, he made his debut on October 28, 2014 in a 5-1 defeat at Chennai. 5 days later, in his first home match at the D.Y. Patil Stadium, Anelka scored the match's only goal to defeat Kerala Blasters. On November 5, he scored his only other goal of the season, for a home game of the same outcome against the Delhi Dynamos. Anelka played a total of 7 matches for Mumbai, as they finished 7th and did not qualify for the end-of-season playoffs. In January 2015, Anelka had agreed a deal to join Algerian side Na Hussein Dey on an 18-month contract. However, the move was blocked by the Algerian Football Federation as only those aged under 27 and playing on the international level for their countries are allowed to sign up with our clubs. Anelka subsequently returned to Mumbai and was named the team's player-manager on July 3, 2015 before retiring. After retiring as a player, Anelka joined the technical staff of Dutch eredivisie side Roda JC in February 2017, claiming he wanted to help his friend and the club's shareholder Alexei Karotiv. In November 2018, he joined Lille as a youth forwards coach, and on February 3, 2021 he became the sports director of Hires FC, under the new ownership of Murad Boujelal. He departed 3 months later, on May 4, 2021, with no first-team game taking place during his tenure due to the COVID-19 pandemic in France. So in the end, a 17-year career in which he won the double with Arsenal, a Champions League at Real Madrid, a Euro 2000 and FIFA Confederations Cup medal with the French national team, UEFA Intertoto Cup with PSG, Super League with Fenerbahce, a Premier League and 2 FA Cup with Chelsea and Serie A with Juventus. The man nicknamed lesulk is better known for his inability to get on with a manager, grumpiness and general disruptive nature, but his ability and tenacity with the ball on the pitch was clinical and matched by none.